Hey everyone, and welcome to Tactical Emergency TV. If you're new here, hi, I'm Filippo. In this episode today, we are going to go through all of the USMNT schedule for 2021. I'm just not going to be covering once again the January camp, the March camp. We already know what happened there. January camp, mostly domestic players. March camp, we faced Jamaica and we faced Northern Ireland. It wasn't Jamaica's A team, but we did very well in both games. I like what I saw. And the Olympic qualifier failure, I won't be covering that as well. If you wanted that, just go thank Jason Christ in regards to that. In this video, we're going to talk about the 2021 schedule, the games that are to come, and trust me, the big games are still coming this year. And the very important ones, they're all coming this year. But before we get to that, I'd like for you guys to comment down below. Do you think the USMNT will win the Nations League and the Gold Cup, or just the Nations League, or just the Gold Cup? Remember, we're going to have our A squad for the Nations League and likely have our B squad for the Gold Cup. So tell me your opinion down below. I do think Mexico might send their B squad as well for the Gold Cup. So keep that in mind before commenting down below. If you're new here or old here, regardless of who you are, make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss our content, our live streams, and our videos. Make sure to hit that like button as it truly helps the channel grow. And we want to thank you all very much for always hitting the like button and supporting the channel. With all that said, all the tournaments I'm going to talk about, we will be doing previews for all of them. Let us know if there's any specific thing you want us to mention on the preview. Let's go to the USMNT 2021 schedule, which is what matters. And hopefully this video adds some value to you guys and saves you some time from having to research all these games. So let's roll the episode. Alright, so for the year of 2021, there's essentially 3 big events left for the USMNT, not considering friendlies. Okay, we might have some camps here and there that I will mention, but the big 3 events are the Nations League, the Gold Cup, and the World Cup qualifying. And we're going to go through that in this video right now, so I just want to get you guys up to date on that. And I'm going to talk about each one right now. So let's start right away with the Nations League. Alright, so the Nations League is the next event coming up this year. And before the Nations League starts, we will have a friendly to prepare versus Switzerland. For this camp, we will start off by playing Switzerland May 30th, which will be our last friendly before heading to the Nations League. On June 3rd, the USMNT will face Honduras for the Nations League semifinals. If we win, we will go on to face Mexico or Costa Rica for the final match, which will take place June 6th. If we lose, we will play that day as well to fight for the 3rd place. Now for this camp, we will likely have our best players available, the ones healthy, so this will be a much better team compared to when we were playing 2019. This might be the best team we have seen from the United States in many years, many years, maybe even better than the ones with Landon Donovan and everything, even though the players are very young. So expect a very strong squad. We will make a whole preview video for the Nations League closer when we get all the 4 rosters for USA, Honduras, Mexico, and Costa Rica. All the games will be taking place in the United States. We will have full strength and we will play at home. This is the first big challenge for Greg Berhalter ever since the pandemic. So honestly, we do need to hold him to a high expectation and high standard for this match. If we lose to Honduras, in my personal opinion, maybe Greg Berhalter should get fired. I want to know from you guys, if we lose to Honduras in the Nations League right away, what are your thoughts? Should Greg Berhalter get fired? Now, in regards to the specific locations, the games are expected to take place all in Denver in the United States. There were rumors of Austin and Chicago as well, but at the time of this recording, the only confirmation we have is that the games will be taken in Denver. With that said, we will be playing in the altitude. Will that be an advantage for the USMNT? Most certainly not. Will it be a disadvantage? Probably not also, as most players might not be accustomed. Mexico does have the altitude in some spots of Mexico, but I don't think that'll play a role. So the games will be played in Denver, and that's everything you need to know for now for the Nations League. On the preview, we'll go into the roster details. Alright, now let's go through the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup will start July 10th and will go all the way till August 1st this summer. The USMNTs placed at Group B alongside Canada, Martinique, and well, the 4th team is yet to be decided, and the current options right now are Haiti, St. Vincent, Bermuda, or Barbados. It can be any of those 4 nations that I mentioned, and we will only know July 6th. For the group stage, each group, the top 2 teams will qualify heading to the quarterfinals, then the semifinals, and lastly, the final. The final will be taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada on Sunday, August 1st, the last day of the Gold Cup. Now, for the Gold Cup, we will be sending our B squad. Greg Berhalter has said it several times, so don't expect to see Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie. Probably won't see Tyler Adams, Serginho Dest. We could see players such as Brendan Harrison, for example. Maybe Yunus Musa could be there as well, but don't expect John Brooks as well. Chris Richards could play. With all that said, are we the favorites? I don't know. It will depend on what the other nations will bring along, but I hope we will compete for a title. I think it's important to show our dominance and depth in the CONCACAF. Alright, so that's all for the Gold Cup. We will be doing a preview for the Gold Cup where I'll go into details on the rosters, talk about the tournament as a whole. Once everything is set, we need to know all the teams as well. As I said, only July 6th we'll know all the teams, and we don't know the rosters as of now. So let's keep going with the video. And probably now we're getting to the most important part of the year. So the most important part of the year, in my personal opinion, I want to know if you guys agree with me. You can comment down below if you do. And if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification, please, as it truly helps the channel. Thank you very much. With that said, we do have the World Cup qualifying starting in September, and we'll have games in September, October, and November. So let me go through each month who we will face. And let's start with September right away. In September, the USMNT will have 3 matches for the World Cup qualifying. The first 2 opponents are still to be determined, as we do not know yet the 8 nations that will be present in the final round. We only have 5 so far. The first opponent will likely be Trinidad and Tobago or El Salvador, and this game will be played on September 2nd. Now on September 5th, we will play our second match of the month and the second match of the World Cup qualifying, and it will be at home, and the USMNT also doesn't know the opponent yet, and it can be Canada or Suriname most likely. Maybe Nicaragua, but I don't see that happen. Suriname's looking quite good actually and intriguing with all the Dutch players they're bringing in, so it can be either one, Suriname or Canada. I think it will likely be Canada at the end of the day, but don't count Suriname out. Now, in regards to the opponents, all the nations I mentioned so far, it's a must-win for the USMNT. All these nations, it doesn't matter who it is. We need to win these 2 games. So the third opponent will be Honduras. The same team will be playing the Nations League at Honduras. So this will be a very tough match and a great test for the USMNT during the qualifiers. This match will be played September 8th. So the month of September, all 3 matches, the USMNT should be able to win. I expect them to win at least. Honduras away, if we do get a draw, as long as we win the first 2 games, getting a draw with Honduras away wouldn't be the end of the world. It wouldn't be too bad. But I expect us to win all 3 games and start off the World Cup qualifying with 3 wins out of 3 games, 9 points. It's very important to do that in September. Now, let's go to the 3 matches we have in October. The 3 matches for October are actually much tougher than the ones in September. That's something I just want to point out before I even talk about it. And let's talk about the very first one we have. The very first match we have is October 7th, and that will be against Jamaica. And the game will be taking place in the United States. This will be a very tough match. Jamaica recently got many dual nationals such as Mikel Antonio, Nathan Redmond, and many more to come. We better be ready, as this will not be the same Jamaican team we saw at March. Regardless, with a full strength squad, we're at the same level as Jamaica with all the dual nationals they got. Actually, we're a little better, but this will be a very tough match. Even though it's at home, a draw would not be a bad result as long as we got 3 wins on the month prior. But I actually, if I had to bet money, I would bet on the United States to win this match. No. I am not promoting gambling, okay? I just am not. I'm just saying that I expect the United States. If I had to bet on them, I would bet on the United States versus Jamaica. The second match will be October 10th. And the opponent, well, that one we do not know yet. It can be Curaçao, it can be Panama, well, it can be either one. Regardless, this will be an away game, and I do expect us to win. This game is a must win. Alright, now let's talk about the third opponent of October. The third opponent this October that we will be facing is Costa Rica, and this match will be taking place at the United States. Costa Rica will bring a very experienced squad, a very strong team, and this match will be played October 13th. Tough match. Costa Rica can go either way. I hope we'll win. I expect us to win, but it could just be me being biased. These are the 3 matches we have in October, and I expect us to get 5 to 7 points in October. So September 9 and 5 points in October. If we can get that, we're very well set in the World Cup qualifying. Now let's go to November, and damn, this is a very, very tough month to come. There's only 2 games for the World Cup qualifying, and this is by far the toughest month. So this is the biggest month we will have, and we'll have very tough opponents. We will face Mexico and Jamaica. The first match will be against Mexico November 12th against El Tri, and the second match will be against the Reggae Boys November 16th at Jamaica. When we face Mexico, then it'll be in the United States, and Jamaica will be at Jamaica. So with all that said, this camp will be very tough. This camp, November. If we can come out of November with 4 points, a win and a draw, doesn't matter how it goes, who we do, how we get it. It doesn't matter. If we get 4 points in November, to me, it's a big month. So I honestly, if you look at this video, I'm pretty much expecting the United States to go undefeated. That likely won't happen. We will see ups and downs as our team is very inexperienced. We're going to do watch alongs for every single one of them. So mark your calendars for this game. Hopefully this video added some value, saved you some time from researching. We might have a December camp yet. It's not confirmed. That's why I didn't report in this video. And there could be some friendlies here and there for these games prior to these competitions. At least for the Gold Cup, there will be friendlies most likely, but not for the World Cup qualifying. But with all that said, I hope I added some value to you guys and saved you some time. So please hit the like button if I did. Please comment down below your thoughts on the USMNT Gold Cup and Nations League, if we will win any of them, if you expect us to win any of them or expect us to win both. I want to thank you all very much for watching and have a great day.